thing's so loud. Hey, honey.
What, baby?
That Shadows of the Moon?
Yeah.
Is live.
Really?
Yeah.
How dare her? Blessed be.
Okay.
Okay. I'm so confused on what happened.
What do you mean?
Why it was quiet.
I wanted to, because when I'm trying to do the pop out, I got YouTube open.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
My shit's fucking all up. My camera, everything.
Why? What's it doing?
I'm freezing.
Okay. I don't know, honey. Hey, Heather.
Hi, Heather.
How you doing?
I'm going to stop running this on mine. You're going to have to run it on yours.
I can't because it just won't work.
I do it. It just lags.
All right. Well, it just might be a crappy day. How are you doing, Heather?
My camera's froze.
Move. You're not froze.
It,
Oh, yeah, a little bit. You're laggy. You're laggy, boy.
OBS is doing the same thing.
See, it's running fine on mine.
Well, because you don't have it running through yours.
I'm just saying it looks good on the live.
Okay, it don't look good, though, to me.
Well, don't look at it.
Heather, I'm not even going to answer that question because you can already hear how it's going.
No, we're good. It's driving the hell out of me. Driving the hell out of me. Driving me nuts. Driving the hell.
You need to quit playing your racing game.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, OBS keeps... Yeah, right. Thank you. At least somebody feels sorry for me. OBS keeps freezing up.
Then shut down the avatars, honey.
No, because then everybody a bitch.
Hey, Freaky Geek.
What's up, Freaky?
How is you? We're having a laggy day today, so just bear with us.
My day lags every day. The only thing that's not lagging is the voice of me talking.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that ain't lagging.
And that usually is, ain't it?
On your part, yeah.
Yeah. No product notification. It's working as recommended. Yeah, they do need to get fixed. You're exactly right, Freaky Geek. Hey, Joanne.
Hi, Joanne.
How are you, hon? Hope all is well. Yeah, we're good. We're good. A little bit laggy,
She's
but
speaking for herself.
oh, apparently Eddie's not good.
My computer's being a dick.
It is. It's being laggy. He's not liking it at all.
Nope. I'm tired. I'm cranky.
He's hangry.
Well, no, I already ate. I don't know about you, but I feel with my hands. I sometimes feel with my face if I fall down.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hi, Nicole.
Hey, Nicole.
Good evening.
Good evening.
That's my darling.
My darling. How's you?
Hi, freak.
Hi, freak.
Yeah, but she says, hi, freak, Joanne. That's kind of funny how that came out.
I know.
What's up, Andy?
Hello, Andy. Mr. Andy. How are you? Doing okay.
I'm just in a pissy mood.
He's grumpy.
My computer's being an asshole.
Hey, Anita.
Hi, Anita.
How you doing, hon?
Nicole.
Hope everybody is well.
And Nicole out there shouting us out in the group chat.
Thank you, thank you. Full of things. Won't tell you about the... That's not even funny, Andy.
Well,
Look at he comes in
it
and he
is funny
starts
because
trouble.
you don't eat soup or stews, so it don't matter.
But I like stew meat. I'll eat the meat. I'll get a bowl of stew and just eat the meat out of it.
Oh, really?
Oh, really, Anita? Oh, wow. Well, hey, at least you guys know. You know what I mean?
Nicole just...
Hey, Sarah. No worries. You're not late. We
Hi,
haven't
Sarah.
started.
We can't start. My computer's an asshole.
You made the team error of asking how I am. Oh, okay. That's all right. I'll give you that one. Sneaky, cheeky guy.
Yeah, hey, you ain't telling me nothing, Anita. The shit that she accumulated over 8 months.
Yeah, you're like that with stews and soups too. Yeah, just eat a bit of meat and the potatoes. That's it. Yep, that's exactly when somebody says, "No, I'd love stew meat. I love it." But if somebody says they're making a stew, my first reaction is like, "Okay,
Yeah, good for you."
yeah," and then I'm like,
See, so if I get hungry and I don't want her to eat my food, I'll bring home like tomato soup and shit.
"That's true. You will." Anita, don't give Eddie any ideas, please.
Yeah. Oh, I'll catch her on the day when she ain't around. She'll come back. I'll have a whole lot of room. It depends on which ones you get, Freaky. Like the dingy corned beef stew, that is quite on the salty side.
A kuru? I know I'm saying it wrong. I know that's from an anime.
Akaru.
Ryu. No, Ryu is the last part of it. Echo Ryu.
Oh. Hey, Eddie.
Is that from Dragon Ball Z?
Online yard sale. Everything's good here. How you doing?
We're doing good. Onion, garlic, leeks, celery, carrots. You're all right. You heading with Oh, okay. Red Dragon. Okay. My bad. Diced pork that was tender enough to put. Andy, see, we're doing good.
That's funny. I just got off work 2 hours ago.
Yeah. He sure did. I was like, we sure did.
Yeah.
I slept in, actually. I'm feeling awesome.
Yeah, I come in from work and she rolls over and leans her head back and goes, "What are you doing home?" What the hell you mean, what am I doing home?
To me, it felt like it was 6 a.m. in the morning.
Hey,
Brett.
She says, "What time is it?" I said, 20 after 8. How you doing, Brett?
See how he is, Nicole? Andy, shut. Can I just mute him?
I can. Actually, Nicole can too.
Yeah, it is. It is hard to grow the channel. Watch though. If you lost 8 subs, watch in a couple days. They might come back.
With YouTube does. People.
YouTube does that all the time. Like I'll lose 5 and they'll all come back plus a couple. I mean, it's very weird what YouTube does.
And apparently I did fix my green screen. Look at look at the camera.
Oh, I'm not looking at the right camera. Hold on. Oh
yeah. YouTube hates me. YouTube hates everybody.
Yes, YouTube hates everybody.
It's better to lose a sub than pounds too quickly.
That's true.
I think Freaky stays up at night thinking of one-liners.
I know. We tried that Domino's cheeseburger pizza. I didn't like it. Oh, too salty?
We tried a Domino's cheeseburger pizza. Oh, they should get the one we get from here.
I know. We have the best cheeseburger pizza.
And believe it or not, the name of the place is called No Name.
Yeah.
But she makes a wonderful pizza.
Okay, cool. We'll do. I will definitely check it out. Definitely. See, your channel's just almost like mine. Last night I was doing some gaming, playing my Need for Speed. Yeah, you're very welcome, hon. No problem. Hey, Sammy.
Somebody with a wrench, can they look up this person's channel so I can,
Here, let me get it. I'll get it.
I'll add one to your count there as soon as I get the link.
Well, we can share the link.
Yes.
I actually right now, well, we have a PlayStation 3, but I do a lot of PC gaming.
Hi, Anonymous Sammy. Is that Goddess Sammy? Come on, be honest.
All right, dropping the link now.
Oh, isn't filming in it? Well, we don't edit or anything.
No. Oh, yeah. We just as like with ghost hunting. Is that what you're talking about? Like we have the full spectrum SLS, regular video camera, and night vision. You can't type in there, Anita? That's weird.
Holy crap.
You're doing a lot better than we are.
What a space you have.
That's awesome, though. Good for you.
No kidding. Congratulations.
All right, because it's freezing up my computer.
Well, it's really. I don't want to hear your
Thank you.
Sad problem. I'm locked up.
Are you locked?
Yep.
We're having a little bit of technical difficulty today.
I have a feeling though it's that avatar page.
It could be. Yeah, you're a little laggy on the screen there, I see.
I mean, I'm still waiting for this page to load so I can subscribe and hit the bell, but nothing's happening.
Andy's bombing everybody. He just made everybody fly up. I saw.
Yeah,
I saw.
We might have to get rid of the avatars for a couple of days.
You might just have to restart your computer. You haven't restarted it in a while.
No.
He's so scared.
Everything was working fine until I clicked on the avatar page. Okay, well, you just gained another person.
Cool. Yeah, all this ours goes out on podcasting too. When I get done with, the live streams, I download it to my podcasts.
No, Heather, I've been on for the past couple hours and I haven't seen anything about that.
I missed her.
What do you mean all your fault? What's your fault? Me lagging, freezing up? No, that has nothing to do with you. Hey, Eli. Hurry back, freaky.
Hurry back. Yeah, no, I haven't seen that, Heather.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything this morning.
That's weird. Oh, believe me, we have enough of them here.
Yeah, we do. I look like I'm like Max Headroom or something because I stick and I lock and I pop.
Don't lock and pop too much. You won't be able to move.
I can barely move now.
So today, guys, of course, it's Thriller Thursday.
Hey, Scott, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Scott. Evening. Asked me twice to rate the videos I watched last night. Huh, that's weird.
Where'd that come in?
Heather, over on D-Live.
Yeah, well, it didn't come up on here. But,
thank you, Eli.
Thank you, Eli.
You have a good time.
But, well, don't have a good time if you got a doctor's appointment.
Oh, well, no.
You guys follow.
I do. Eddie or Chaos Awaits, my co-host over there, he is new to YouTube and the paranormal people of YouTube and all that. So, except for what he's seen me watch or whatnot.
And Scott and Sarah and
yeah,
and Brad and
oh, that's good, Anita.
I think I'm gonna be known as the drunken paranormal hunter.
Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Eddie's going to pay my bills?
Eddie ain't paying shit.
Good luck with that.
I don't make enough money to pay my own goddamn bills.
Did he slip in again? Hey, Ron. Is Mamuna over there? Hey, Misty Cat.
Misty Cat.
So I put a little something in D-Live, more things in D-Live.
Yeah, more things that freeze up my freaking computer.
See if it works.
Live stream with you guys. I'm in empath and sensitive and learning astrology and do tarot. Wow.
Oh, awesome. Did it come up on your side?
No, everything keeps freezing.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry. So sorry.
I'm trying to think of what the hell else I put on there. I lurk.
They're always watching.
Yeah.
No, it was actually lagging in that before you came in. Hey, Sid, how you doing?
Hey, Sid. Good morning. There's a couple more in there. I forgot what the heck.
They might not come up, though, because...
You're freezing, yeah. All right, well, today on Thriller Thursday, first off, we're going to be hearing some creepy stories. Then we're going to talk about Spanish folktales.
Yeah, freaky story, because I'm gonna say Missy.
Then we're going to talk about superstitions and their meanings. Then somebody had a Rake-Like encounter. And last but not least, the legend of the week is the Army of the Dead. Dun, dun, dun.
I ain't scared.
You ain't scared?
Nope.
He ain't scared, guys.
I don't hear no door handles jiggling, so I'm good.
No, we're actually up in Alaska. We don't get to travel much.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to go there. But, oh, cool. Have you...
I know where St. Augustine is.
Yeah. I want to go to St. Augustine Lighthouse.
I lived in Sarasota, Florida for about 13 years.
I'm originally from Western New York. But yeah, I definitely want to go to St. Augustine Lighthouse. I want to see those shale people.
It's funny, I look like I have really fast reflexes.
Really?
Well, because I'll move and it'll freeze and then quickly look back the other direction when I turn my head.
Eddie's karate chopping.
Bruce Lee can't touch me right now.
I hope everybody is well, though. Let's go ahead and start the stories. Let's get into them. So this one is creepy stories. A young girl named Lisa often had...
Is that the name of this?
It's 10 creepy stories.
Okay, what's
the
title?
name of this is The Licked Hand.
Okay, because you said the name of this is Creepy Stories.
Well, it's just a bunch of creepy stories. A young girl named Lisa often had to spend time alone at home at night as her parents worked late. They bought her a dog to keep her company and protect her. One night, Lisa was awakened by a dripping sound. She got up and went into the kitchen to make sure the tap was off. As she was getting back into bed, she stuck her hand under the bed and the dog licked it. The dripping sound continued, so she went to the bathroom and made sure the tap was turned off there too. She went back to her bedroom and stuck her hand under the bed and the dog licked it again. But the dripping continued. So she went outside and turned off all the faucets out there. She came to back to bed, stuck her hand under the bed, and the dog licked it again. The dripping continued. This time she listened and located the source of the dripping.
It was under the bed.
It was coming from her closet.
Oh.
She opened the closet door and there she found her poor dog hanging upside down with its neck cut.
Ooh, who the fuck was licking her hand?
Written on the inside of the closet door was, "Humans can lick too."
Oh, I just got the chills. That's fucking disgusting. Time to move, Martha. Pack your shit. We're out of here. Fuck it. Leave everything behind. Push the TV out onto the catwalk.
Right.
Oh, man. You know, as you were reading that, all I can think of is, why is the fucking dog sleeping under the bed?
Right. I wish we could, Anita, but the nearest town is 6 hours away.
Our town, you can cover our whole town in about an hour. Eli can testify to that. He went on a virtual tour.
I do have some videos. They're the first videos I ever made, where we go fishing and everything like that.
Well, I did post that one. Oh no, that was on Facebook.
Yeah.
What?
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill, Valdez style. All right.
All right,
You
Eli.
have a good day, buddy.
Take care, hon. Thanks for coming in.
But yeah, it got so foggy here. It looked like Silent Hill rolling in here.
It did. It did. All right, ready? Who's that hiding in the back seat?
The dog.
One night, a woman went out for drinks with her girlfriend. She left the bar fairly late at night and started driving home on the desert highway. She noticed a pair of headlights in the rearview mirror approaching at a pace just slightly quicker than hers. As the car pulled up behind her, she glanced and saw the turn signal on. The car was going to pass, when suddenly it swerved back behind her, pulled up dangerously close to her tailgate, and flashed its lights. Now she was getting nervous. The lights dimmed for a moment, and then the brights came on, and the car behind her surged forward. The frightened woman struggled to keep her eyes on the road. Finally, she turned into the exit. The car continued to follow, flashing its brights periodically. Through every stoplight and turn, the car followed her until she pulled into her driveway. She figured her only hope was to make a mad dash for the house and call the police. As she jumped out of the car, so did the driver of the car behind her, and he screamed, "Lock the door and call the police, call 911. When the police arrived, the horrible truth was finally revealed to the woman. The man in the car had been trying to save her. As he pulled up behind her, and his highlights illuminated her car, he saw the silhouette of a man with a butcher knife rising up in the back seat.
It had to have been paranormal, though, because if she's looking in her rearview mirror and can see this car,
she don't see it.
And she don't see this guy with a butcher knife, but the guy behind her can see it. Huh.
Yeah, buddy.
Talk about getting stabbed in the back.
Andy, so I hitched a ride and didn't tell the driver. Duh.
Oh, I noticed you changed that on Streamlabs.
Well, no, Streamlabs has just started working again.
No, where it says I made new cards.
Yeah, that's been on there, but
that's
Streamlabs.
Not how you had it worded before.
Oh, is that not how I had it worded?
No. No, you had it worded. If you want to see me and Chaos do some weird stuff, I make new cards.
Huh. That's why you should always look in the back window before you get into a car. Definitely.
Well, apparently that wouldn't have mattered unless there was bright light shining into the car.
Right. Some things are better left unseen.
Yeah, like the guy in the back seat.
You're right.
Or the dog hanging in the closet.
Two dorm mates in college were in the same science class. The teacher had just reminded them about a midterm that the next day when one of the dorm mates, let's call her Julie, got invited to a party by the hottest guy in school. The other dorm mate, Meg, had pretty much no interest in going, and being a diligent student, took notes in the material that would appear on the midterm. After spending all her time flirting with her date, Julie was totally unprepared for a test. At the end of the day, Julie spent hours getting ready for the party while Meg started studying. Julie tried to get Meg to go, but Meg was insistent that she needed to study and pass the test. Julie went to the party and had the time of her life with her date. She headed back to the dorm around 2 a.m. and decided not to wake Meg. She went to bed nervous about the midterm and decided she would just wake up early and ask Meg for help. In the morning, Meg was lying on her stomach, apparently sound asleep. Julie rolled over to reveal Meg's terrified face. Julie, concerned, turned on the desk lamp. Meg's study stuff was still open and had blood all over it. Meg had been slaughtered. Julie, in horror, fell to the floor and looked up to see written on the wall in Meg's blood, "Aren't you glad that you didn't turn on the light?"
So this happened while she was there in the room, in bed.
Looks like it. Thank you for the follow. I didn't see who it was. Unfortunately, I'm sorry I missed it, but thank you so much for the follow.
Why do you got all these messed up stories today?
I don't know. I was in the mood for some scary, creepy stories.
I mean, it's I wouldn't say it's scary. A bit deranged.
Right? So yeah, so no, when she came in at night, she just went to bed and didn't turn on the light. Sounds like someone's using my ideas. Jesus, Andy. I swear.
It's all related with the dog. Fucking Bruce and Bobby.
Freaking Bruce and Bobby are at it again. Strange burial. My great-great-grandmother, ill for quite some
That's
time.
a hell of a name. I'm glad how you related to her.
I know. Finally passed away after living in a coma for several days.
How do you spell that?
I don't know. My great-great-grandfather was devastated beyond belief.
I did, Andy.
As she was one of his, she was his one and true love. They'd been married for over 50 years. They were married so long, it seemed, that is, if they knew each other's innermost thoughts. After the doctor pronounced her dead, my great-great-grandfather insisted that she was still alive. They had to pry him away from his wife's body so they could get her ready for burial. Back in those days, they had a backyard burial plots and did not drain the body of its fluids. They simply prepared a coffin and buried the body in the coffin. It's in its permanent resting place. Throughout this process, my great-great-grandfather protested so fiercely that he had to be sedated and put to bed. Finally, his wife was buried. That night, he woke to a horrific vision of his wife hysterically trying to scratch her way out of the coffin. He phoned the doctor immediately and begged to have his wife's body exhumed. The doctor refused, but my great-grandfather had this nightmare every night for a week, each time frantically begging to have his wife removed from the grave. Finally, the doctor gave in and, together with local authorities, exhumed the body. The coffin was pried open, and to everyone's horror and amazement, my great-grandmother's nails were bent back, and there was bloody scratch marks inside the coffin.
Well, I don't find that one too strange after what just happened.
Right?
That woman, and I'm sure you guys heard of it. Well, you might not have. They had a woman in a coffin at a funeral home. They were having funeral services and everything else. She wasn't dead, which don't make sense. Because
she would have been embalmed.
Exactly. So is this just an elaborate prank?
Could be.
Trying to sue a funeral home or something?
Yeah, it is horrible, Misty Cat. Definitely. Hey, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
How are you, hon?
But that's all I can think of is that it was a prank.
Right. I don't know. I don't know what kind of prank that would be. That would be an Andy type prank. What am I thinking?
You got to stop and think. You're going to be in a coroner's office. Depending on the severity of what happened, you're going to get an autopsy done.
Right.
And then you're going to be drained of all your bodily fluids and embalmed. But none of this happened. And she wakes up in a funeral home in a coffin.
Welcome back, Freaky Geek.
20-year-old woman been pronounced dead, etc. But a staff member at the funeral home saw she was still breathing. Personal opinion, it was the toxic meds the doctor gave her as she looked to have issues. Okay, so maybe it did have to do with medication.
But what about the embalming?
Don't explain why she was never embalmed. Glad to hear you doing better, Lisa.
Good. Definitely glad to hear that.
So that in itself, it just, I don't know. I mean, now the story I can understand.
Right.
But I don't know. That's pure conjecture. Okay, that's your own thought. And I can agree with your thought. But it still doesn't explain why she was never embalmed. That's one of the first things they do anymore when a person dies. So was it an elaborate hoax to sue the funeral parlor? Because if that was the case, you lost badly.
Right. What's the matter?
I can hear.
Oh.
They must have fired up the other generator or something.
Oh, okay.
The woman seen by her photos to be handicapped, mental and physical. And you're right. She did look like she wasn't all there. She looked a little slow. I've seen a picture of her, and I agree. But it's still not explaining the part of why she wasn't embalmed.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
And even if they made a mistake of pronouncing her dead, because that's happened, but they never embalmed her.
If her head was missing, she sure was not all there.
It's fucking freaky. Jeez,
so this is a tale of Big Liz.
Big Bad Liz.
And of course, like I said, all the links are in the description below.
In our driveway.
Yes, in the driveway. The master of the plantation was a firm supporter of the Confederate president and committed to sending as much food as he could to the Southern Army. Things were going well at first until all the Yankees began attacking the master's supply line. The master suspected a traitor among his slaves, and he soon discovered that the Yankee spy was a slave woman named Big Liz. She was a behemoth of a girl who could pick up two full-grown pigs one under each arm and cart them over the slaughterhouse without assistance. As he confronted her directly and she fought back, she would take him to pieces if he did that, So he's like, no. So the master came up with a different plan to rid himself of the spy. He approached the giant girl and asked her to assist him with a special task. He told her that President Jefferson Davis had entrusted him with a large chest full of gold. To keep it out of Yankees' hands, he wanted to bury the chest where it'll never be found. The girl's eyes gleamed when she heard of this false report. The master knew she was already planning to be betrayed. The master knew she was already planning to betray the existence of the chest to the Yankees. The master made Big Liz carry the big heavy trunk several miles out into the swampland and asked her to dig a deep hole for the trunk. He sat at his leisure while she worked and strained for hours against the muddy ground, which kept oozing back in the deep hole. When the slave girl was completely exhausted, the master decreed the hole is large enough for his war chest. Wearily, Big Liz dropped the shovel and pulled the heavy chest down until it lay at her feet. Then she started to climb out of the deep hole, but the master barred her way, and Big Liz gazed up at him in sudden fear as he loomed over. Traitor, Yankee spy, the master hissed. There's only one path open to a traitor. The master swung his sword at her. Oh, sorry, guys.
What the hell happened?
You disappeared for a minute. I noticed. That's why I was...
Now you booted me off.
Yeah. The master swung his sword at her, and the sharp edge of the blade cut clean through the slave girl's neck. Her head went rolling back into the tall grass as her body toppled across the chest. The master heaped dirt over the chest and the body of the slave girl who betrayed him. Briefly, he considered finding her head and burying it in the pit with her body, but it was too dark to go wandering in the dangerous marshland. He knew the scavengers would make short of the head when they found it. As the masters walked towards home through the dark swamp, he became aware of a prickling sensation at the back of his neck.
Okay, be safe on your walk.
As if someone were watching him.
Why'd you stamp your foot?
I don't know. I had an itch.
You lie.
The master walked faster as clouds obscured the light of the moon. The master's teeth chattered as a breeze cut through him like a sharpened blade of a sword by his side, and his straining ears picked up sounds of footsteps in the path behind him. The master was filled with terrible, superstitious dread of demons and witches, ghosts, and more so. He broke out into a panic run, fleeing up the path as fast as his legs would carry him. To his relief, he saw the lights of the house rise before him, and he knew he was home.
Was he?
As he rounded the back corner of his house, he was confronted by a massive, dirt-encrusted figure that glowed with a blue fire.
With no head.
The smell of rotting leaves and marshy grass filled his nostrils as his eyes raced up and down the tall creature until they rested on the stump of the neck, where the head had resided only an hour before. Then he heard a chuckle from the creature's side, and he saw the phantom head tucked under her arm. The master stumbled backwards, grappling desperately in fear as the ghost placed her head upon the ground with one hand and grabbed the collar of his shirt with the other. The murdered slave girl snapped the master's neck in two and dropped his dead body to the ground beneath his bedroom window. Then, Big Liz gathered up her severed head and vanished into the darkness. They say on the anniversary of her death, the ghost of Big Liz still may be seen roaming the swamplands near her old home. Anyone foolish enough to walk near the grave will be driven away by the phantom, which to this day still defends the place where the Confederate chest is buried.
So she wasn't a traitor.
I don't know. Creepy. Thank you. I try to pick good stories.
Well, I can tell you these stories are odd.
Yeah.
A human can link to. There's a guy following me because there's a guy in my back seat with a butcher knife.
These are all legends and lore.
I said, never mind. All I was saying is you can pick some off-the-wall stories this time.
I do. So let's go ahead and get into creepy Spanish folklore.
No, the master was the traitor, blaming the slave for his crimes.
Oh, that could be. They just magically appeared there, freaky. It was after the walls melted.
The only way I know the stories got on the wall, somebody wrote them. It's like
I just saw the walls appear or disappear, melt away, and then those stories were there. Oh, really, Heather? They could have. Definitely, because they're urban legends, they're legends and lore, so definitely believable that they could have done it. The graffiti, yeah. See? Yeah, Andy, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, spell check is dumb. I agree. So some of these are the
Yeah, I agree too, because they spell the word rightly, and I'm confused on what the hell I was saying.
Yeah.
Just leave my fucking words alone.
That's right. Yeah, I heard a couple of those sounded familiar to me too. Or like it tied into something that I've read before. You know what I mean? So, and I know these, please forgive me if you're of Spanish descent, because I'm not good at reading Spanish.
Sammy's just gonna smack them all. Hers ain't working, so she's gonna smack everybody.
She's just like, hell with this shit. I'm smacking everybody.
Come here, bitch.
So the first one is called El Coco from Spain.
It's called what?
El Coco.
Okay.
Or El Cuco. Like the boogeyman, El Cuco, also known as yeah, we'll just go with El Cuco, targets children.
Wow, Ron.
Oh, Ron, thank you so much for giving.
No, Ron noticed he is in the red.
Thank you so much for giving Nicole a 1 month subscription.
Way to go, Ron.
El Google. Maybe. Unlike the boogeyman, Latin parents used to use the creature to drive the fear of God into children. El Cuco looks for misbehaving children to kidnap in his bag. Spanish legend says that El Cuco was actually a man known as Francisco Ortega, aka El Maruno. It is said that he used to drink the blood of the children to cure his tuberculosis after being advised by a curandera, a healer who uses folk remedies.
Ron wants to know if he's in trouble again.
Wait a minute, for what?
If you're in trouble, that's going to be by Andy or Nicole.
No, why would you be in trouble, Ron?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I haven't been to the post office in a while.
Why would you be in trouble, Ron? Let us know.
Yeah. Let's hear the folklore.
Yeah. What's the legend of Ron?
Tell us your creepy story. Matter of fact, come up on panel and tell everybody.
Andy, again, Ron? Who implied that you were ever out of trouble? Oh, okay. Mr. Chaos said I was in the red. Yeah.
No, in the red because you were fixing to lose your string boss.
Here, I'll show you real quick. Now you're in the orange because you
were way down, brother.
You were way down in the red. So that's why I was saying that you were in the red.
Ron fights so hard to hold that spot.
I know.
Okay,
so the next one is El Cobron from Guatemala.
El what?
Why you got to make me repeat it?
Because I didn't understand you the first time.
El Cobron. I don't know if I said it right. You guys know how I am.
Yeah, Ron's like, screw this.
Thank you for the diamond, Ron. Let's see. What he bumped up to?
He climbed up like 100 more.
Thank you, Ron, for the diamond.
From where, Misty, and who?
From Guatemala. El Cobron. You guys are very mean to me.
Can you say that in Portuguese,
Shut up.
please?
So this guy has a weird fetish. He likes to braid the manes and tails of horses as well as young women with big eyes and long hair. But don't let this braiding game let you to believe he's harmless. He likes women. He will essentially mark his territory by tying a pack of mules outside their house. He then begins to serenade her to get her to come home with him. Once the woman follows him home, he feeds her dirt so she can't fall asleep. According to the legends, when a woman named Susanna was being serenaded by this El Cobron, her parents grew worried. They tried to keep him away, but he just kept showing up to her place and playing his guitar. It wasn't until that they cut her hair and had it blessed that he finally moved on.
He moved on after he cut her hair?
After they cut her hair.
Who?
Her parents.
Oh, so he was attracted to the long hair, but the parents had chopped it, and I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't get my Wii Avatar panel thing to load.
Thank you, Andy. He's like, well done, girl.
I mean, I understand some of you ain't getting your avatars going, but something's wrong, and she's going to have to figure it out.
Because Freaky Geek, he was drawn to long hair. He liked putting braids in people's hair and long-haired ladies' hairs.
Yeah, kind of like, never mind, I ain't going to say it. No politics, no religion.
That's right.
I can use a TNT. Foxtrot Oscar faster. Okay.
You didn't spell out anything, Andy.
Actually, Fox.
F.
Trot
Are you
Oscar.
saying F off?
Fuck off.
Fast? The next one, I don't want to say this. Acalika.
You're going to lick a what?
It's from Bolivia.
Andy,
Shut
don't
up.
say nothing.
As far as legends and monsters go, the Acalika don't seem too bad. They're said to be fair-tempered creatures that control the weather, and they're sometimes called weather fairies. They live in underground caves, and they make sure to stay out of people's way. The rare times they do appear, they look like small winged men, kind of like fairies.
Since when do fairies or little small men? Well, the tooth fairy, the rock plate.
Yeah. Gonna lick a looby.
Gonna lick a.
Did I just say a statement in your guys' country that I shouldn't have said?
No, I want to know what a looby is.
That's what I'm saying. Did you make me say something very naughty, Scott?
Oh, the rock was smaller than the tooth fairies. Remember? At least in the kid's eyes, he was supposed to be small.
Oh, was he? I don't know. It's been a
Yeah,
long...
he never shrunk. Well, no, he did shrink the one time. He did shrink down once. I'm winding these up. Well, never mind. Now I don't want to know what a looby is.
Andy, you're our translator. I'm the toothless phantom. I creep into the kitties' rooms at night, pull their teeth with pliers, and then steal their piggy bank money. Well, that's not nice, Andy.
No, Andy, finish it off. You leave him an IOU note. Okay.
The next one is Let's Mala from Argentina. Let's Mala is a folklore myth from the Gacho.
She ain't got this one, Andy.
Gacho era. It's not an official or actual being, but a fluorescent beam that shines a few feet above the ground during the night. Peasants are scared of it as they are thought it was lost souls who hadn't received a Christian baptism. There are a belief that those who dare look under the light can find metal objects or indigenous artifacts. But of course, looking at the light comes with lethal consequences. A lethal gas emanates from the found objects, killing whoever discovers it.
So Andy says, I always leave an IOU. I just sign it, Missy.
That ain't right. What the hell?
Freaky Geek says,
No wonder I'm always in debt.
He says, Freaky Geek says, no, Eddie, knowing Andy, he probably left a note saying, you owe me more.
That's true. That is true.
He lied, a looby key. Hey, I'm getting worried about that word.
I know. Duende. This comes from Spain. Duendes are well known over Latin America, and each country has their own interpretation of this small elf-like creature. Some believe that they are souls of infants who died before they could be baptized. Others simply portray them as malevolent, notorious spirits that hide inside people's homes and wreak havoc. But most Duende variants seem to have a special relationship to children, probably because their parents began using them as a tactic to scare the kids into making them do their chores.
So it's just a mind game.
So that's what most legends are, but I mean, there are.
Yeah, okay, Freaky, I can get that. Either that or like eye boogers. You got a loopy.
Alcubron. This is from Chile. Chile. Not Chile.
Not Chile?
Chile.
Spelled the same way?
Yeah. No.
Chile?
Chile. No.
Spelled like chili.
No. Chile is spelled Chile.
No, that's the food.
No, shut up.
I had you confused.
Alcubron is basically an enormous hairy snake with a gigantic calf-like head. So kind of like a dragon without wings and feet.
So he had a big snake that had a cat's head.
Calf.
Oh, a calf.
It is said that the creature resides inside dark caves or remote forests and eats basically anything in its path. What? Legend also has it that the snake can draw wealth to anyone who is able to domesticate it.
Hi, Danielle.
Hey, Bug. But trapping a Cobron is no easy feat. You have to find one in the wild, pluck 3 of its longest hair strands without getting eaten, and then put it in a bowl of milk. From that bowl, 3 baby Cobron will spring to life, and the strongest will eat the other 2 and become a full-fledged Cobron. From that point forward, owners have to maintain the snake with the sacrifices of animals or close relatives and leave the blood in a secret location that only the snake knows of.
That's just, it's almost morbid.
Hey, through the veil.
TTVP.
Hey, Bug, that video you sent me on Facebook didn't work, honey. I didn't even see her come in. I see everybody saying hi to her.
She came in. If you go back up chat a little bit, she came in after.
Oh, I see her. Okay.
After Freaky says dance.
Daniel said, okay. You're here. We're glad you're here, Nicole. Both Nicoles.
Yes. Haha, I got Andy saying TTVP.
She's already skinny enough. She better not lose weight. Hey, Scoop.
Hey, Scoops.
I did see your message there. That's weird. I know. A lot of people didn't get notifications.
Yeah, I think it's got a catchy ring to it there. TTVP.
There's no way. My tongue would be like,
well, you do that anyways, reading your stories.
I do. That's why.
So she would be used to it.
Oh, cool, Scoop.
we can have the good, the bad, and the dangerous. But here comes the tricky, Andy. I'm not naming them.
Which one's which, Andy?
I ain't naming them. Exactly. You got yourself into this one.
So the next one is the Poochin from Chile.
The what?
Also, the Poochin.
The
Poochin.
Poochin.
The Poochin comes from an indigenous lore of southern Chile's Mapuche people. It is a shape-shifting vampire-esque creature most frequently described as a flying snake. Occasionally, descriptions add that it is covered in either feathers or hair and making it similar to the Alcubron. Yeah, right? Much like vampires, Poochin can even paralyze their victims by gazing into their eyes in order to drain the bodies of blood. It is believed that the only people who can defeat the Poochin are the Machi, which are medicine women.
So this thing's supposed to be some kind of vampire thing, right?
Yeah, it's a snake.
That
is true through the veil.
Notice he didn't say good, the bad, and the ugly. He is smart. Holy, you're having a bad day, Scoops. She ought to clean 2 toilets.
Oh.
I have not visited your house. What was that?
I heard a ding. I did hear a ding.
Did you hear
that? Is that your phone?
It shouldn't be. I got the volume down.
That's what it sounded like. I know it's not mine. Mine's on vibrate.
No, I've got mine on vibrate.
I don't know. That was weird. It's probably somebody's notification that I went live.
That would be totally friggin' messed up.
The next one.
Hold on. Okay, it's a snake-like vampire.
Yes, it's like a flying snake. It's almost like the one I read before, only this one has flying.
So I'm confused because it's a. What kind of is it? A snake head or a snake body with a vampire head?
No, just here. I'll show you the picture of it.
Well, because I'm trying to figure out. It sucks the blood, right?
Yeah.
All right. A snake is incapable of sucking through its fangs. It pushes poison out. Oh, that looks like a phoenix. That don't look like no. Okay. I guess they can do whatever the hell it wants. I'm good. Thank God for Comet. And Cupid and Dancer and Prancer. And
yeah, it is weird looking. That would be the Poochin of Chile.
Hey, Terry and Al.
Hey, Terry and Al, how are you guys? Well, Al's probably working, right? But no. Because he works overnight, so he might be off work.
Who?
Al.
Well, I work overnights.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking after I said it, I'm like, oh, wait, you're home.
Yeah, and I'm not supposed to be. 20 minutes after my shift ends. What are you doing home? All right, what's the next one?
I don't know if it's Pish Taco.
What?
Pish Taco.
Fish taco.
No, Pish.
Pish.
Yeah, from Bolivia.
Okay.
The legend of Pish Taco is basically plucked directly from the real-life horrors experienced by the indigenous communities of Peru and Bolivia during colonization in the 1500s. Or the 15th century. The first written account of the creature comes from a 16th century scholar, Cristobal de Molina, who chronicled who chronicled a spreading native fear in Cuzco that Spaniards were going to kill them and drain them of their fat. Since then, descriptions of the creatures have varied slightly from generation to generation, but as a rule, they tend to be the versions of white men portrayed as invaders, as priests, doctors, aid workers, tourists, and anthropologists.
I'm confused because I keep seeing pissing on fish tacos, and Albert isn't home yet because he works early morning. Yeah. The snakes now glide from off of trees. Now, snakes have always come out of trees, though. No, we don't need Well, that's why we need them now, Heather. Because it go right with the theme of 2020. We don't want flying snakes in 2021.
Me neither, Terry. And I just, I'm not.
It just does not sound. And I'm a cook. I've been a cook for 30 years. And you remember downstairs, they wanted me to put fish tacos on them. No.
Right. He gets pissed when they cook fish heads.
Well, they stink up my fucking kitchen.
Apparently, salmon eyes are great things.
Yeah, they think it's a delicatessen.
Ugh.
You want a real scary story from the Amazon? Yeah, no, I'm good.
Hey, Tamara, how you doing, hon?
Oh, look, Tamara made it. No, I'm good. I'm good, Andy.
He's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, we'll just pretend it happened and we'll talk about it.
Right.
I'll make up the shit as I go along. Well, I'm glad you like them, Scoops.
Me neither, Terry, and I don't want them. That's another thing. I just don't do well with, fishy bits. that don't sound right, but...
And it's funny, because up here, when silver salmon rolls around, we love to go out and go fishing, but we don't eat them.
No, we give them to
the
boss.
owners. We don't need a single one of them.
The next one is the muskrumen iguana.
The Massacuman?
Massacuman.
Massacuman.
Massacooraman.
You failed. It's MISSISSIPPI.
No, it's not. It's M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter, PP in your eye. I know, because people like to call me Mississippi.
Humpback.
What? Oh, yeah. Humpback. Welcome to our lives. This is what we discuss all the time. Weird things and stupid shit.
She's the weird things. I'm the stupid shit.
Can't you go blind by doing that to yourself?
All right. What's this one again? No, seriously.
The Massacuman.
Massacuman.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is a hairy monster that lurks in guanas, rivers, and seas and preys on passengers in small boats. He kind of looks like, here, I'll show you the picture. He kind of looks like the Yeti. That's what it reminds me of anyway.
Yeah, kind of.
Right?
Actually, it looks just like a Yeti.
Oh, here we go again. Jesus.
Yep, you got to sign in.
I don't want to sign in.
That shit does it to me all the time.
There
But then if I leave and go back, it's no problem.
Right. So, yeah, he reminds me of the Yeti. But he lives in the seas, apparently. Oh, and that's all it's got to say about it. I did all that for that.
Wow.
Oh, no, hold on. It's a hairy monster
ghillie suit.
that lurks in iguanas, river seas, and preys on passengers in small boats. The Massacaroman is a kind of Jumbi, a mythical spirit or demon native to the Caribbean folk.
And he says,
right, Heather?
And he says it reminds me of Eddie in his military snowsuit when someone stole his beer.
That right? I believe that, Andy. I really, truly believe that. Okay, no problem, Scott.
Scott, thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming in, hon. I appreciate it.
Okay, man, not a problem, man. Go ahead and do that.
Take care.
And I'm going to say it now because I know Sarah's soon to follow.
Ron's over there mooning.
I wouldn't think that hairy would be in the water the way. Well, it depends too, though, Terry. I mean, you think a duck's feathers would get wet, but that's why they say let the water roll off your back like a duck.
Yeah, but he looks furry.
It doesn't matter,
right? She's like, nope, I'm still watching. The next one is La Sigopois.
Holy shit. I had to double look at what Skook said. I glanced at that quickly, and all I read was I'm eating sperm, and eggs.
Hey, Zach.
How you
That's
doing,
okay.
Zach?
I'm glad you came in to say hi. I hope all is well with you, hon. I miss you.
Haven't seen him in a while.
I gotta see what the hell Scoot said. Oh, spam.
But I looked real quick.
Right. Well, no, because the chat did what happened to you yesterday. All I saw was I thought I was looking at Skooks, and I said all I could see was eating, and then it scrolled up and said, "Don't forget to curtsy in front of Queen Sarah as you pass her by." And I'm like,
"Oh, how." I started reading the one.
Yeah.
And it fed right into the other one.
Yeah.
The fonts matter, but so does my eyesight.
So, La Sigapapa. This is from Dominican Republic. According to Dominican folklore, La Sigapa is a hypnotic, mythical creature that takes form of a woman with backwards facing feet.
That sounds like a fucked up succubus.
Sigapas lurk in the highland mountains and deep forest of the island, waiting for the perfect moment to lure men into the woods and make them disappear. That is a creepy freaking picture. That picture, what do I get freaked out about? Unnatural things. And I just scroll down to the picture. I'll show it. Waiting for the perfect moment to lure men into the woods and make them disappear. Thank you, Freaky Geek, for the diamond. Oh, that's cool, Danielle. That's awesome. Nicole, why did you delete Yuri's message?
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with that. She was just saying she was making a birthday.
It might have been a mistake.
No, because she just hid Yuri.
I unhid her. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, okay. That's what I see. I see that she retracted her message. So I thought maybe it would have been a mistake. You're okay, Danielle. You still here.
Okay, Nicole. Now, we're not mad. It was just kind of confusing real quick.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a mistake. That's no worries. No worries, hon. See, maybe it's not your computer. It could be YouTube screwing up.
No.
Okay.
Because I was having no problems until I had to share this.
Right.
That's when I had the problems. No, Nicole, we love you, girl. Don't worry. You're good.
You're good. No worries there, hon. So, their long, thick mane, tan skin, and feet make them pretty elusive and prone to outwitting
Freaky.
followers.
Don't push it. Make her feel bad or worse.
The first record mention of Sigapas appeared in Francisco Javier's Angelo Gerdes. Wow, he's got a long name.
What the fuck are you saying?
That's his name.
What?
Francisco Javier Angelo Gerdes. Short story. La Sigapa in 1866.
His name's longer than the whole damn story.
I know, right? Well, many think that Sigapas are an Arawak legend. Scholars have followed little evidence to prove this connection. This has led to them to believe that the legend's origins are far more likely to emerge from African religious beliefs, which are brought over to the island during colonial periods. So here's the picture that creeped me the hell out.
And he says his name's a short story. Hey, citizen, how you doing?
Z. No problem, Z. Thank you for coming in.
Absolutely.
Oh, really, Ron?
What
Ron said sometimes when he tries to cut and paste a name onto his phone, it accidentally blocks people.
Well, right now, something seriously, because your camera just went gray.
Probably because I'm messing with OBS. Do you see that?
Wait a minute.
I don't like unnatural things, right? That freaks me out so bad.
Could she be what do they call it? Contortionist?
Contortionists?
And she's just doing that and got the picture taken?
I don't know, but that freaks me the hell out.
I wonder, what the hell was that red that just flashed on the screen? There is a red thing that just flashed right by her foot when you went to go move the screen.
That's weird. I don't know.
Close this out.
Thank you for the follow.
I couldn't see who it was.
I didn't either. Oh, Mesut Kurt. Hi.
Why do they have
How you doing?
names that half the time you can't? But that's because that's your mom.
I picked the stories. It's my fault. These are from Spanish. This Spanish folklore. That's why. Thank you for the follow.
Camellicor. Andy just brought up a point. He said photo editing. The muscles around the leg up down it are all shaped the right way, so it would not allow the feet to be turned backwards.
Either way, it's just freaky.
She hates centipedes or millipedes.
No, centipedes.
Or centipedes.
Hey, the fire
There's
skulls,
Seth.
man. How you doing, hon?
I remembered the name.
You did remember the name.
Hi.
Hey, mommy kitten.
How you doing, Mama Kitten?
How you guys doing? Welcome, welcome. So
Wow.
the next one is the Yucca Mama.
Yeah, I'm sure you can say that word.
This is from Ecuador. The mighty Amazon is home to the legendary Yucca Mama, a horned snake-like sea monster which is believed to be the mother of all sea creatures. According to number of colonizations accounts from the 19th century, the Yucca Mama is rumored to be 160 feet long.
I lied. I said she could say that one, and she messed it up anyways.
So it's 160 feet long.
So that's longer than the Loch Ness Monster.
Take care, Tamara.
Have a good day, Tamara. So that's longer than the Loch Ness Monster.
Before entering unfamiliar bodies of water, indigenous tribes would blow a horn toward the gigantic reptile of human presence, so to scare it off. I don't think it's going to be scared off if that's, if it wants to be scared.
Not if it's 160 feet long.
I mean, that's cool. No problem, Sammy.
Yeah, Sammy, you're fine. By the way, smoking something won't affect me. Scoops.
No, Freaky, it's a medical dish. Oh, I have a degree in occupational therapy.
Who does?
Skook.
Oh.
Her and Freaky were talking back and back.
Oh, I'm listening to you, and I just happened to catch that. I'm like, the hell you mean smoking something won't affect you?
So now we're going to go into superstitions. Bread and butter. Do you know where that comes from?
Bread and butter?
Yeah, do you remember? Do you remember what bread and butter is?
Yeah, it's what the shit you eat. Bread and butter.
No, do you remember walking hand in hand with somebody?
Peanut butter and jelly don't split the bowl.
Yeah. So this is a cautionary notion that my mother still, not my mother, but this person's mother, still reference anytime we're out together. According to her, two people walking side by side should not be separated by an object in their path. To allow such a thing to occur would soon lead to their being parted in a more permanent basis.
Take it from one being and turning it into two. I gotta pee.
Okay.
What the hell was that noise?
I don't know. For example, if a couple is walking hand in hand in the street and a lamppost or a sign is up ahead, one of them has to say bread and butter as they unlock hands to make their way for an obstacle. The ritual ensures that the two of them, although briefly parted, will remain bound together as a duo. Yes, Scoop. Yep. It isn't difficult to understand the logic behind this. Bread and butter are two things that are considered a natural pairing. By saying bread and butter, a couple who belong together are letting any negative force that might have been hovering nearby know that their parting ways is only temporary. This applies not only to lovers, but also parents and their children. Yuri, we used to say that all the time, bread and butter. The exclamation of bread and butter can also be used in groups, and as long as they can be broken up in an even number. It might sound silly, but it gives comfort to those who wish to let the universe know that nothing will keep them apart by those loved. It doesn't say, Scoop. You never heard of bread and butter, Andy? Or peanut butter and jelly? Terry, you've never heard of it either? Is it an East Coast thing?
That goes.
Yes, Andy.
Honey, that goes with my mom. She would smack me upside my goddamn head if she ever caught me walking with a woman and a woman walking next to the road.
I know. Me and Ryan argue about that all the time. You heard peanut butter and jelly? Nope, neither in Belgium. They've never heard of bread and butter.
Really? Yeah, it's like she's saying, it's no person, no object, nothing when you're walking hand in hand should ever separate your hands from being entwined with one another.
That's why you gotta say bread and butter.
That means you just hold on and you follow one around the other.
Yeah, it's probably an American thing. You never heard of it that way either, Ron? Well, yeah, we eat bread and
butter here too.
It's just the same when you're walking hand in hand and like something comes that you got to split, like a light post or damn Americans.
Hey, at least our steering wheel's on the right side of the freaking car.
That's right. Damn it.
Who was from Ohio?
My mother probably learned it from her grandmother who's from Ohio. So maybe it was an East Coast thing, see? I don't know.
Only when it came to a job. PB&J is delish. People are misunderstanding.
And it's like, should have never given them their independence.
Terry says those Alaskans.
No, I'm from New York. Those damn Alaskans.
Lisa says, I've never heard of that before, and I'm an American living in Canada.
And you're close to New York. What the hell's going on with the world?
Yo, people suck.
Cookies and eggs.
What?
What?
No,
That don't go together.
not at all. Not even close.
Oh, I just got to like see. Then Terry, you should know bread and butter.
I want to go have a cigarette now.
Oh my God. You never heard nobody go bread and butter.
PB&J. I'm from Maryland originally.
I am Dutch. Thank you very much. And I've never heard of that shit. All I got it mental.
No, bread and butter, it goes together. Yes, we know. We Belgians have strange taste.
No, she's
Bread.
talking about cookies and eggs.
Oh, that's.
I got a mental image of dunking a chocolate chip cookie in an egg.
No, what I got the image of was crumbling up like a chocolate Oreo into a fucking scrambled eggs.
Oh God! Hey, Shrimp Shack.
What's up, Shrimp Shack?
Welcome.
Bread and butter was what Mom made with dinner. Like acid and ecstasy.
Okay, Nicole, I gotta say, I'm actually it's German.
Oh
I'm
God!
No, it's German. I'm actually Pennsylvania Dutch. I'm not.
Hold on. Give them the song of what you really are.
Oh my God!
Okay, you all got to listen to this now.
When somebody asks me my asks me. When somebody
She ain't got black though.
when somebody asks me my nationality, I sit there and say, I'm a Nazi wearing wooden shoes, dancing around a campfire, drinking a spot of tea.
Now, I'm sure you can all guess what she is.
So when my kids are asked, or if somebody asks me what my kids are, I say all that, only I add in eating a plate of spaghetti.
Because they wop, 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 wop.
That's what their cars do when they get a flat tire.
Oh, that's right. The Dutch are everywhere. Yep. They're British, Scottish, and Irish ancestors. I'm German and Irish. That's probably why I drink so goddamn much.
So I'm German,
Bakken.
Dutch,
That's more Belgian.
English, American Indian.
What?
I'm German, Dutch, English, and American Indian.
Yes.
Seneca Indian, to be exact.
Woo.
That's pretty cool, Scoop.
Wow.
And you would like never know it, because if you see her picture, like she's blonde
I've
and
seen her.
yeah.
You don't get me.
Irish, English, Dutch, French, German, and American Indian. Heinz 57. That's the best way to be, Terry. I swear.
Yeah, I'm here.
So the next superstitious is out of sight.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Another superstition that I've heard my whole life is that bad luck to which someone leave until they are completely out of sight. Oh, another superstition that I have heard my whole life is that it's bad luck to watch someone leave until they are completely out of sight.
You know, I believe that one.
To do so signifies that they are walking out of your life for good, never to return.
Yep.
His mother to this day will go to the window and wave as we are leaving, but then will retreat to her chair before we drive away. Since this is
they don't want to make it the last time saying goodbye.
Since this acorn didn't fall from it's a superstitious tree, I find myself turning my back before anyone I care about is about to out of my line of vision. Better be safe than sorry. Wow, that's wild. Like, I do
You've
that
never
too.
heard of that?
No, I've never heard of that.
I've heard a lot about that growing up. That you don't want to watch their eyes as they leave because you don't want that to be your last goodbye.
But like, we automatically do that. I wonder if it's that, like, we've heard that.
It's an old folklore wise tale that's been beat into your head as a kid. Let them leave in peace. They'll be back.
Huh. I'm German, Russian, Jewish. I'm my own worst enemy. Oh, God, Iran. Yeah, really. You are your own worst enemy. Holy crap. Iceland and Norwegian. That's awesome.
I'm just a piece of dog shit. It eats everything and anything, so it comes from all around the fucking world.
Unexplained noises. One of the most prominent fears that was...
I did not fart, guys.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's not an unexplained noise. That's a get out of hell.
Get out of the house.
Yeah. Get out of Dodge fast. Fears that was installed was mysterious noises. A loud bang that seems to emanate from everywhere and nowhere was the one that we learned to dread the most. Yes, I know exactly what they're talking about. I don't know if this is a typical of all households, but every once in a while we would hear something that sounded like an extremely heavy object hitting the side of our house. Upon inspection, there would be no damage to be seen, nor would there be anything laying around that didn't belong there. Still, we would all hear the bang, even though none of us could say where it was originated. Again, my mother took this as an omen. She would be on pins and needles for days afterwards, fearing the worst. According to her, something bad usually happened within 3 days of such event. This theory has been passed down for generation to generation. It was never fully explained, but I gathered that the loud whack was considered to be something trying to break through from the other side with a warning to tread lightly or face the consequences. These disturbances were rare, but when they occurred, they brought our household to a standstill. Usually 3 days went by and the incident was forgotten. Once in a while, there would be an unpleasant episode that would bring the matter to close. One time it was our cat being killed by a car the day after we heard the bang that fulfilled the warning. My mother commented that she hated what happened to our pet, but she was glad that it was over and she could stop worrying. I haven't heard the sound that used to rock our family home on its foundation since moving out on my own years ago. Perhaps my mother was the catalyst and she has experienced a bizarre phenomenon in various places since childhood. Whether an unexpected sound to scenes comes out of nowhere is a heads up from the other side, that danger is imminent and completely benign occurrence is up for interpretation. In my family home, it was the former, without a shadow of a doubt. That's crazy. Like, I've heard, like, in my head, like a big boom.
That almost sounds like this thing was attached to Mom.
Yeah.
And that's all I can think of. But it was only attached to her when she was in her house.
Right. It doesn't say anything about, like...
Exactly. But then again, the story doesn't say anything about Mom leaving the house and visiting the daughter either.
Right.
That can go either way. But it almost sounds like it was just attached to Mom.
Right.
And maybe it was a warning to the daughter of, she is mine. Stay away from her.
Right. Do you guys have any superstitions that you'd, like, really fall through? Or follow with, I guess, as you would say? Like, do you guys have any superstitions that you truly believe in? Do you?
No, I don't think I do.
I do. If a broom falls, company's coming.
Well, I've heard that, but I don't believe in it.
Do you honestly believe, do you avoid ladders, Andy? Stir your coffee clockwise? Yeah, that's another one. Don't want to do a winter shins.
Don't want to do a what?
Counterclockwise.
Oh.
Yes, yes, that's a good one. 2 people die, a third will come. Yep.
See, now, the way she says that, I've heard that if 2 people die, a third will come. 1 will be born.
Oh, really?
Eat candy in pairs.
You avoid ladders too, Lisa?
If you place
Yep.
new hose on the table, please knock on your door. If you place news hose.
Terry's got one. I don't, but I instinctively knock on wood to avoid jinxing myself. I don't necessarily knock on wood. I usually go like this on my head.
But I get what you're saying. It's just an automatic response.
If you hear an owl hoot, something hidden will be unhidden, or someone you know will die. I never heard of that one.
Well, something was definitely unhidden when that owl came out at us.
I don't like heights, so I ain't going up one and watch workmen drop to it.
A really good friend of ours last winter.
Yeah.
Fell and broke his back off of a ladder.
No shoes on the table, it's bad luck. See, we don't do that for not bad luck.
That's just out of respect.
Yeah, I don't like, yeah. Ugh.
I heard that. Also, what'd you hear?
Oh, about a third of the board. Yeah, the 2 die, 1 more.
1 is coming back. A baby will be born. It isn't safe to walk under a ladder for anyone on the ladder. Well, that's true, Scoot.
That's true.
I never was someone on it. Yep. Now I've heard that one too.
Leave a hat on a trip means you will return someday.
Actually,
I think I've kind of heard that.
And you know, I'm going to say this, and I don't care because I have spent time in jail. I'm a convicted felon from 20 years ago. And there's an old saying, and I never thought it was true. Never write your name on the wall because you will be back to read it again, and I'll be damned if it didn't happen.
Yep. The black cat being bad luck. That was actually the first one I skipped over, but I'll go back and read it. They say couldn't see a black cat in the dark, you might trip over it. That was how it got started, which I could understand that. Oh, the knock on wood, yeah. When going on restaurants, I always want the same table with my back to the wall near the door. That's Eddie.
Or if I can't have that option, I will always try to make sure I can sit where I can see a mirror, or I can see a dark enough glass panel that acts as a mirror.
Right. That's why my daughters are 5 years apart. Wow, Ron. That's interesting. Same here, Skook. Their black cats are good luck for me as well. When I pick up pebbles in the woods, I always need to take them with me in pairs. Wow, really, Nicole?
Yeah, you never want to walk away with just one.
I used to have one for years, and he found out better. Oh, which is spooky.
Nothing like a...
Oh, I just scrolled too fast.
Good pair of stones, Nicole. Yeah, I figured out what you meant, Andy.
Really, Terry? Yeah, I love black cats. They're beautiful.
I mean, everybody has a superstition in their own way, and maybe they don't even realize they have it.
Right.
It's just something that you automatically do without even thinking about it.
So this says it's been long thought that to have a black cat cross one path signals danger ahead. The history of this particular hue of a feline is filled with horrifying examples of bad luck, the vast majority of which fell upon the cat. Black cats throughout the ages have symbolized the darker nature of humanity, often seen as a companion of witches and practitioners of the occult. They were vilified and subject to mass extermination. Fortunately, the black cat has had its champions over the years, which has allowed it to survive and flourish in spite of an unfortunate reputation. Even so, there are still those who go out of their way to avoid crossing paths with one lest that they are pulled into the darkness by the lure of the mysterious feline. Old superstitions die hard, and centuries of being associated with misfortune are not easily forgotten.
Me and you, we actually do.
Yes, my son still does that to this day, Andy.
Oh, the step
He
on a
won't-
crack,
yeah.
break your mama's back.
He won't step on a crack. You'll notice him like really studying. But I do the same thing.
Me and you do kind of have a thing.
What's that?
Our bed is always got to be up against the wall. It's never in the middle of the room.
Yes. That's for fear of me falling out of bed.
No.
No, I know.
It's
I'm just
because it only gives them two options to get into the bed.
Yeah.
In both ways, it's going to affect me.
Yep.
If you have three paintings, black cats, they always went in front of me. Well, you know you're having a really bad day if you just broke a mirror, walked past a black cat, and underneath a ladder all at the same time. Just go ahead and just, go home, get drunk, and pray.
I like Scoot's idea, like paint the tails, like glow in the dark paint. Hey, Nubs.
No.
Thanks for stopping by.
How you doing, buddy?
So stepping on a grave, it's long held belief that one must use. I know.
No, okay, now that you said that,
there's a superstition.
Never walk on a place where you're going to be buried.
It is long held belief that one must use caution while visiting the sacred grounds of a cemetery. For many, to place your feet upon the grave of one who is in eternal rest is an act of disrespect that will be followed swiftly by a spate of bad luck. I can remember as a child my mother grabbing me and pulling me away from my uncle's burial site when I walked on the mound of dirt under which he lay. I went on to receive a stern lecture from not only her but my aunts as well. Apparently, I had inadvertently opened the whole family up to unseen evildoers that dwell among the headstones. Who knew? To say that I was scarred by that experience is an understatement. Although nothing horrible happened as a result of me having trodden on the hallowed ground, the whole ordeal was upsetting to an impressionable child. Graves are a point of contention for various people. In an interview with talk show host Mike Douglas in the 70s, actor George Rafta illustrated how deeply some people are affected by even mere mention of the word. Raft was famous for his portrayals of gangsters and other tough guys in the films of the 1930s and 40s. During his sit-down with Douglas, the interviewer asked the burly actor if anything frightened him. Raft replied that he had a paralyzing fear of graves. To even utter the word shook him to his core. He wasn't kidding. George Raft's screen bad guy became so emotional during the conversation that he had to wipe tears from his eyes as he spoke.
One thing that I feel about a grave is, I have no problem going to a cemetery, but I don't want to walk through even the rows. Because so many cemeteries have been shifted and redone over the years.
Right.
And I've always been taught if you step on somebody's grave, you just stepped on your own.
Really?
Yeah. And usually when you do step on a grave, at least I get a chill.
Right.
Kind of like I knew I disturbed them.
Right. There's also who believe that an experience of a sudden shiver means that an animal, usually a goose, has walked over the spot where they will one day be buried.
Yep.
See, I've never heard a goose, but I heard somebody walked over your grave. Whether one regards cemeteries with ambience or fear, the after aforementioned shudder can usually be an unsettling reminder that nothing lasts forever.
Well, if you bought a cemetery plot, then yeah, you might have went and visited your grave.
You know, that really freaked my brother out. My mom, before she passed away, like she was in a marriage before my dad. And they had bought a grave site together. So my mom's name was on the graveyard, you know, the headstone. It said June Stevens, and then it said, you know, born 1925. And then it didn't have her death date, obviously, because she wasn't dead. But my brother would not skip, would not step foot in. He wouldn't even go visit his dad's grave because of the fact that mom's name was on that gravestone.
Well, think about it.
He yelled at her so many times, I remember.
I've never been to visit Tony's grave.
Right.
And I hey, Patrick.
Hey, Patrick.
And I ain't gonna lie, I'm afraid to. I am literally scared to death to go visit her grave.
Right.
She died before she got to know me. And how do you approach a grave and sit and talk to her and say, I'm your dad?
She knows.
But you see it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But I know one day I'm going to have to.
My gravestone, I'm telling you, my headstone is going to have a doorbell that says, press if you dare.
Have you ever heard the one that if you get goosebumps?
Maybe that's where the goose came from.
Yes. Yes.
That makes sense because they just said sudden shiver means that an animal, usually a goose, has walked over the spot that you will one day lay.
She couldn't have said it no better.
Goosebumps.
They walked on the land of where you're going to be buried.
Yeah, try me. That's a good one too.
My
Yeah.
mother and father's graveside. So, you know, Andy, in a situation like that for you, I can see you being so peaceful and calm.
Oh, Patrick, I hope you feel better. I'm sorry that you're not feeling well. That's not good.
Oh, sorry, Patrick. There you go.
Press if you
Flag
dare me. Yeah.
I want a little string with a bell.
He's like, you better make sure my ass is dead. Maybe that's why. Maybe that happened to me in a past life. That's why I'm scared of sinkholes.
Could be.
Picture falling off the wall. To have a framed photo of a loved one fall off the wall is considered by the more superstitious among us as a sign that misfortune will befall at least one of the parties whose image appears behind the glass.
Now, is this person alive or is this a picture of a dead person?
I'm thinking alive because whoever's in the picture is going to have bad luck, or at least one of the subjects in the picture is going to have bad luck. Likewise, to have a frame that is sitting on a flat surface suddenly topple forward is an ominous warning to whoever was in the photo. If the glass portion of the frame cracks, you better watch out. This usually thought to mean that an end to something is on a horizon. If a couple is depicted in the photo, then an uncoupling is imminent. If just one person is in the picture, their days could be numbered. A group photo is a wild card, as it could be anybody. I've never heard that. I mean, I've heard of it, but not like.
Now, I've heard of it, because most people usually have a photo of their grandparents or their mom or dad that had passed away. Now, I've heard that if one of their pictures fall, it's because they're there trying to get your attention.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
I mean, that's the way I've heard it.
It makes sense.
And it's like if it's grandma's picture that fell, it's grandma that's there trying to get your attention.
It makes sense. Totally makes sense. Rocking an empty chair. To mindlessly, I mean, as kids, we all did that, right? Like, or
sit there and rock a chair.
Yeah, not get in it. Just sit it by
the chair is not empty. That's
you think
why,
so?
That's why you're rocking it.
To mindlessly rock a chair that is empty is to believe by some to bring devastating consequences to the person who normally occupies the space. The practice is akin to proclaiming that they are no longer present in the body, but exist only in spirit. If, however, the chair is usually up for grabs, then the person who rocked it while it was vacant will be the likely victim. As many superstitions, this one plays into the fear that something we cannot begin to understand is always lying in wait for the opportunity to sever life's tenuous threads. All it needs in order to claim a soul is for someone to open a door and allow it to enter the world of the living. Rocking an empty chair is the invitation it craves.
Now, rocking a chair is like a revolving door to them as it's rocking.
There is a way to head off doom, but the guilty party must act quickly. To counteract the curse, they need to plant themselves in the chair and loudly recite a prayer in the name of the person whom they have placed in jeopardy. If done correctly, this will ward off any soul collectors who might have been called forth. Only the person who rocked the chair in the first place can reverse the process that they have set into motion. The safest means of avoiding such an ordeal is to simply be mindful of where one lays their hands. If a chair is meant to be rocked, be sure that someone is sitting in it while it is in motion.
Yep. Under the crutches when you're well. You freaky. You know, I've heard that before too.
I think I kind of heard that before, but I'm not sure.
Or acting like you have to use a wheelchair. You're in a wheelchair or something. Sooner or later, karma's going to get you. You're going to wind up there.
What if kids, let me ask you this, Taylor and Ryan, what if kids you're using crutches and kids take apart your crutches?
Oh, they're soon to get their asses whooped. Ron.
Ryan, just in case you're listening.
At your grandparents' house, and every year the chair would rock at Christmas time. That could have just been your great grandma visiting for the holidays. To be honest,
somebody visiting for the holidays, anyway.
To me, if they take the crutches apart, it's still playing with You're right.
Well, none of them have had a broken leg.
Their mom did.
I did. And they took apart my crutches.
Yeah, they fucked with her crutches. It's like her first computer, a kid tore it apart and put it back together.
I gave it to him, though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, he tore it apart and put it back together.
Yep, that's how he learned electronics, though. Buying a wrecked car.
Damn it, we ain't done yet.
It is truly a blessing when a person survives an automobile accident.
But a bad idea to buy that car. Bless you, baby.
Excuse me.
That's before you go any further.
That's a superstition.
The old saying of never buy an engagement ring or a wedding ring out of a pawn shop, because if it didn't work for them, it's not going to work for you.
Yeah. Sneezing and blessing somebody is a superstition, that because the soul was supposed to, that's why you sneeze, is your soul's trying to leave your body. So that's why you say bless me or bless you.
The way I heard it, the reason why you say bless you is a demon shooting out trying to take your soul. And when you say bless you, it makes the demon let the soul go.
Really? I never heard. Maybe my parents would just know more, or wasn't that
Wasn't what?
Wasn't that deep.
Oh,
they just said
dead. That's what I thought. I thought you said I didn't.
No, I'm pretty sure they're pretty dead.
Well, I'm sure they are. I mean, that's what it sounded like you said. Well, my parents weren't that dead. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
If not, they're doing a pretty damn good job.
You know what? They got my vote.
So
they definitely get the Academy Awards this year.
Right? They go on about their lives, thankful for every day, and all is well. However, when a car that has been wrecked is deemed roadworthy once again, it can carry with a stigma that is not easily erased. As Superstitions has it, a vehicle that has been mangled in a road mishap has been marked by fate. Something somewhere tried and failed to be put out of commission. The owner of such an auto is advised that it'll only be a matter of time before another crash finishes the job.
Look at what Patrick just wrote.
I heard if you get married with a ring from a pawn shop, your marriage will fail.
Like I said, if the ring didn't work for that couple, it's not gonna work for you.
Yep.
So I'm totally on board with that one, Patrick. I've heard that since I was probably about 15. And well, we're not going to say how long ago that was, but
the last one is the candle flame. The lighting of candles is common practice that is utilized during times of mourning, prayer, meditation, and relaxation. On the opposite side of the spectrum, candles also play a role in many rituals of darker nature. There are several superstitions related to candles, and more specifically, their flames. It is said if a candle's flame suddenly changes from its normal hue to a deep blue, then an uninvited guest has entered the room. Usually, this signifies the presence of something from the spirit world. A flame that seems to elongate and reach the ceiling is also the sign that otherworldly being is present. If attempts to blow out a candle fails repeatedly, this means that something from the other side is trying to make contact. The spirit will attempt to be thwarted by any efforts to extinguish this flame, since doing so would sever their only means of communication. And a candle that continues to smoke long after the flame has been smothered is also representative of a lingering manifestation. It seems that just candles bring solace to the living. They do the same for those who reside in the land of the shadows. Now, yeah, I'm a candle reader. Not a reader. I guess a lot of what I taught, like Danielle, she knows all about candles.
She can bend flame.
Yes, and I'm the same way. Oh, I bled on my sisters when I made it, and they didn't last long. Wow, Misty Cat, that's wild.
Well, if you think about it, a spot of blood, something was cut.
Right. Hey, Paranormal Underworld, how are you?
Wow.
Welcome. I've never heard that before. That's pretty, it's not cool that happened, but
yeah, it
makes sense. Yeah, something
was
severed.
severed.
Yeah.
And because the blood fell on the dress, that's a righteous, religious kind of moment.
Yeah.
But it was just severed.
Right. That makes sense. So that was the last of the superstitions.
And the weird thing is, too, is you can blow out a candle, strike a match real quick, hold it to the smoke, and it'll relight that candle.
Yeah. Definitely.
We're happy to have you here.
We're definitely happy to have you here. Superstitions, you don't think about, like, they really hold true for a lot of people today.
And 90% of them are, I'm not going to say subliminal messages, because that would be the wrong word, or the wrong way to put it.
Right.
But I think it's something that you heard so many times growing up that you couldn't tell if it was folklore or if it was real.
Right.
And you just finally started going to the real side of it. And then as you had kids, you told them the same stories.
Right. That's true, Patrick. Yes, color and candle magic all runs like green's for money. Red or pink is for love, passion, that sort of thing.
Oh, that's the same way they did the flowers in high school.
Yeah, I remember. The carnations.
Roses, the white, pink, red. Yeah.
The carnation.
The red, I love you.
Oh, my God. I remember that. I used to love Carnation Day.
The red, I love you. The white, I'm thinking of you. The pink, I like you. And them were the three colors you had to choose from.
And white. White was friendship, wasn't it?
No.
Oh.
I like you. Well, yeah, friendship.
Yeah.
And then it went pink. No, it was friendship. Pink was I like you, and red was I love you, which means I had a crush on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I haven't thought about that in years.
I guess for some reason it just all of a sudden hit me.
Is that something you guys didn't do either? You didn't know about bread and butter.
Did you know about Carnation Day? And it was always Valentine's Day. Is when it happened.
We didn't. We did it before Spirit Week.
Nope, ours always was on the Valentine's Day.
Oh, see, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't do that.
Well, I'm ready to go have a cigarette.
The last story.
I thought you said we were already done.
We're not already done.
Son of a bitch.
You've never heard of it, Heather? You guys never had that?
Wow. Love getting flowers hardly ever, but still love getting them.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I give them the shadow when she puts them on the counter, never puts them in the vase. They just
I
die.
did too.
So
He got
I don't
me a
even
dozen.
fucking buy them anymore.
He doesn't. I didn't have a vase.
I don't want it. You could have fucking made a vase out of the size of the coffee cups we got.
He did. He bought me a dozen roses, and I put them on the air fryer and just like forgot about them.
2 days later, instead of red roses, she had black roses.
Yeah, those are cool too. I don't mind.
But I still get them for whenever.
Well, yeah, that's like talking about brides throwing the rice for good luck. I whipped my sister-in-law in the face with my. They had them in these roses. The rice, honey. They were in these like roses that were folded into roses,
okay.
like cloth that had the rice in them. And so you went like this, and you threw, so it landed on the bride and groom.
Throw rice anymore.
But listen, when I did that, my sister-in-law Sue was like right in front of me, and I like
right in the back of her head.
No, right in the side of her face.
Right inside.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, you're not allowed to throw rice anymore.
I know when a dress of marriage would fail. Funny, my wife spilled wine on her wedding dress, and 5 years later, we were separated. And 7 years later, we were divorced. Only dozen rose I got with.
Now you got to throw bird seed.
Oh.
Because the birds would be eating the rice, and the rice would expand in their stomachs and that.
Oh, makes sense. Yeah.
So they started banning throwing rice.
That's like I always ask anybody that's doing an outside ritual because they would do salt. Well, that kills
the grass
and everything around. So I tell them to use birdseed as a circle.
But you have to bless it as salt,
right?
Before you use it.
Yeah.
Wow, look at me know that.
I know. So let's
look
talk
out,
about
Paranormal World. I am stepping up.
Holy crap! He's learning stuff, and he's saving it.
See, stuff like that I can remember, but I can't remember what I said 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Chocolate.
Yeah,
I can see that going over real well.
We don't have bears around here.
So a short story about a rake-like humanoid encounter in Sheboygan County, Michigan. I knew I could say that.
Sheboygan. Is
that right? As a New Yorker? Sheboygan.
No, that sounds more like somebody that was fucking dropped on their head.
Patrick. So he says, I lived most, and this is of course from Phantom and Monsters, because we always love their stories over there. Lon's awesome at putting these together. He said, I lived most of my life up to the age of 14 in Michigan. We lived in the St. Joseph area, if anyone is familiar with it. Anyway, my grandparents lived in the northern areas of Michigan, and we would regularly drive the 4 to 5 hour drive and go visit them on our way to the lake house, which was a little farther north, or just to see them. They lived in the middle of nowhere, 25 minutes to town sort of thing. Try 6 hours away from the next town. Both of our neighbors were a mile in each direction, and their property was huge. They lived in a small trailer in the middle of the property. They have 2 pastures on each side of the property, and in the back, they had miles of trails that would take you through the woods. My grandfather usually used these for hunting. I was hitting golf balls from the front of the house into the pasture. I did that when I was young. I hit all my balls and went to go collect them. I opened the gate and shut it behind me so none of the dogs could get through. and I walked around to pick up the balls. A couple of them went farther than normal, so I had to walk back behind the pasture area and into the woods. As I was walking, I could hear leaves being crushed, but they were like a little off from my steps. I kept hearing this weird noise coming from behind me, kind of like a watery sound, I guess. It was like someone just got out of the shower and they were dripping wet. But this noise kept stopping and starting, so I just thought it was the wind blowing water out of the trees. I found my last ball and turned around to start walking back, and I saw something tallish moving behind a tree. I could tell it was taller than me, but I really didn't know what it was. Being from Michigan, we've got our fair share of scary animals that would love to bite you in the meaty flesh, but this was definitely not a wolf, and it could not have been a bear. So I kind of stood there frozen, just looking at the tree and bushes the thing was near. After a while, the thing started to creep out. It crawled out on its hands and legs. First, I saw its long, skinny arms, which followed by its head. It looked up and around and finally looked at me. It crawled the rest of the way out, and I could see the whole thing. It had skinny arms, like it hadn't eaten in a while, dark-looking skin that it had shine to it, but it was like slimy. Its body was just like a mass of flesh. It didn't look to have a stomach or chest. It was just kind of twisted and misformed. The legs were just as long and fucked up looking as its arms, and both the things, feet and hands, were elongated. Not massively or anything, but you could just tell they were longer than your average foot or hand. Yeah. Its head was the part I have a really hard time pinpointing down. It had eyes, no hair, and a long mouth that wouldn't open. The nose was just two holes, and it had very long and gated chin, but it was kind of looked normal in a way. It stared at me, and without opening its mouth, it made a noise. It was the same noise I'd been hearing, which seemed to be made by the nose holes. It started to walk around, not at me, but just around where I was. Then it stood on its two legs. It was probably about 6.5 feet tall, but its look and appearance made it look a lot scarier. The thing moved its neck in an unnatural way and then looked at me. It was only about 25 yards away. How far is that, honey?
25 yards.
I'm not good with measurements.
15, 5, 1, 6, 7. It's about 75 feet.
Okay. Way too close for comfort, but I was not about to move and have this creature charge me. Yeah, you're like in that frozen, like those dogs. You're like in that frozen state.
And we had no idea how far away they were.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it just bolts right at me. I opened my eyes wide and I just prepare myself, but it ran right by me and through the woods. I turned around and sure enough, it just kept running. Sometimes on all fours and sometimes on two legs. It runs both ways. In both ways were unnatural. Its body contorted and it just looked so off. I ran out of the pasture and shut the gate behind me again. I didn't tell my grandparents right away, but a couple months later I did. This was the summer of 2018. I didn't tell them until about the fall of the same year. My grandfather pulled me aside after I told him, and he asked me what it looked like exactly. I told him, and he said he had seen it before on the trails. He didn't say anything more, just for me not to be worried. I haven't really told anyone but family and close friends up into this, but I guess that's changed now. This really messed me up for a while. Scary thing is, I've seen it after, several times, in different places. Never at my home, but anywhere up north.
Then that means it was following.
Even at a lake cabin an hour away from my grandparents. This one was far the scariest, though. I don't know, but does anyone have any possible thing it could be?
Yes, it was Doug from Progressive. Sasquatch.
Oh, yeah.
She called him
Dwayne.
Bigfoot.
No,
Or was it? No.
maybe. I don't know.
A lot of
Please
it
help me
was-
figure this out. This took place about 2 years ago in Sheboygan County, Michigan.
So whatever it was, it's actually following him. And not necessarily attached, but he's watching him. Like he did something wrong, or he's going to do something wrong, or
Right.
maybe he's there to protect him. It can go sideways, you know what I mean?
I mean, it ran right past him. I mean, that had been scary as hell, though. Like, I know they're frozen in fear.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Yeah.
Even because of a fucking owl.
Yeah. It could be Freaky Geek, a skinwalker changed the wrong way.
Do not underestimate my abilities to float in fucking midair and go over a mud puddle.
Yeah, to jump and duck at the same time.
But no, it just sounds like something has got his eyes on him for some reason. And you don't know if it's good or bad.
I don't know. Some kind of elemental, maybe it could be. It very well could be.
Well, that's an awful big elemental.
Sylphs are huge elementals. Dragons
Well,
are huge elementals.
Yeah, but they usually linger and go across the skies.
Yeah, but if a sylph came down to us,
We'd be fucked.
yeah, it'd be huge to us.
But I don't think that's what that is, though. I don't know. I might be wrong.
Both Heather and Patrick may be an elemental.
I see it.
I'm trying to think of one that would look like a rake.
I'm going.
All right, go ahead and go. Go ahead and go.
No.
Alien? It could be.
No,
Rakes have been seen for centuries, though.
Rakes don't look like an alien.
They kind of do.
Too big.
Aliens come in different forms.
Too fast.
Too fast. Too fast. Shut up.
So don't give me that too big shit.
He's messing with me.
I did not. I never mess around with her.
Never. All right, guys. I hope you like those stories.
No, we ain't done.
Why aren't we done?
Because they ain't going anywhere. Now it's time for me to torture you.
Oh, hell.
Bitch.
Oh, hell.
All right, guys. It's fist bumps, hugs. Stay safe. Stay strong. And we'll catch you tomorrow for coffee and cards.
That's right.
I
You know
hope
what
you all
time?
have a wonderful night.
They're big, mostly unseen that live in the air. That is probably sylphs, Patrick?
If they live in the air, then more than likely it is.
Oh, either that or he's talking about, did they kind of look like jellyfish? I know what you're talking about if you're talking about that. Well, I'm not. I know what you're talking about if it's sylphs, too. But if it's the jellyfish, or they look whalish, like they look like sea creatures that are in the sky.
And they look like jellyfish.
Yeah.
Elongated jellyfish.
Yeah.
Because you can still see like the tentacles hanging down.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Sylphs are the ones that clean the air. They look like wispy clouds, but they look like, a lot of people take the angel form, but sylphs clean the air.
They're the ones that get the chemtrail from planes and all that. And it's weird. You sit and watch a chemtrail, and all of a sudden you see this. It's a cloud formation come out of nowhere and just follows the path and sucks it all up.
Yeah. Yep. All right, guys. You know what time it is? Head on over to D Live.
Everybody get there quick. You're going to have about 20 seconds when she hits that chest. Start hyping it up and talk your asses off.
Hype up that chat.
Some of you's the smart been sitting there all day in D Live.
Thank you guys so much for coming in today. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I had fun talking to you guys. I hope you guys had fun as well.
Bye, Misty Cat. Thank you for coming in.
Take care, everyone. Be safe.
Okay, Scooch.
That's okay, Skook. Yeah. I hope everybody had fun. I hope it got your thinking caps a-going.
Now remember, for tomorrow, y'all take tonight and think about a question you might want to ask, or if you just wanted that general reading.
Coffee and cards tomorrow.
Well,
thank you so much for the lemon.
I appreciate that.
All right, I'm pressing that button, guys.
Now remember, if the chest does not open on time, quickly press on it.
All right, Sarah.
All right, Sarah.
20 seconds, guys, to the chest opens. 15 seconds now.
Again, if it doesn't open, click on it quickly. Thank you, Monsieur.
For the lemon, definitely. Click. That's okay,
It's okay, Patrick. It's all right, brother.
And feel better, hon. I hope you feel better.
I'd rather you take care of yourself than worry about the feed.
So Heather got 63.4. Patrick got 36.8. Freaky Geek got 26.9. Nicole got 21.6. And Simmel got, hopefully I'm saying that right, 18.2. Freaky Geek got 26.9. Yeah, all right.
Way to go, guys. Oh,
thank you. Thank you, Miss Thang, Miss Beth, for the ice cream.
The myths not come in different names.
Yes. All right, guys. Have a great day. Take care. Be safe. And remember, find something that makes you smile with your eyes. We love you guys. Bye.
Tell me pretty lies. Look me in the face. Tell me that you love me.